Hello, this is Athena with AMG Creates, and this is, goodness, the first plan with me of April. It all lines up. This is the first plan with me of Q2. So you're going to be seeing things that are a little bit differently with this planner. Again, while I don't use it for actual planning, I'll kind of put a little bit more into it. Especially with this week being the last week that I do a card every day. I am so over that. I'm glad that I did it. I'm glad that I put myself through it. I'm done. So, the stamps that I used are Scootin By and Just Plain Awesome. And this all together, I wanted to show you doing all of this. Again, this is a technique called masking, where basically I stamp this onto a post-it note that has full sticker coverage. I do that because I am going to be using ink to blend onto the background. You'll see what I mean later. So basically I am using these. I'm going to stamp on that planner paper, and then I'm going to stamp on I'm going to put these over it so that they stay white. You'll see what I mean later. I had a brief issue where I was like, why did I do 3 helmets? Well, because I'm pretty sure later on down the road these animals will have helmets on them. I'm just not sure where or if. If not, they could be turned upside down to make really interesting planters for plants. The things that my brain thinks of. So yeah, this is me cutting out all of these. This is called fussy cutting. It's a pain. It's especially a pain for me as a left-handed person, because I don't really look to see where I'm cutting, so I would have to cut like that so that I can see where I'm cutting, and it's really hard for me to do that. I normally cut the other way to where the design is on the right side instead of the left side. I don't know if that's an everybody scissor problem. I don't like fussy cutting just because I'd rather do that and half it off than actually pay attention to little details. So yeah, just trying to get this done. So I debated a little bit. I know that a lot of people that are out there that write are thinking about this month for Camp NaNoWriMo. That is basically, NaNoWriMo is National Novel Writing Month. It happens in November. And the, let me see if I got this all right without getting into too much detail. The people of NaNoWriMo, because there's a website and an like donation and everything for kids that want to do more with writing, stuff like that. It's a really big organization, and it was really cool up until somebody used the chat and the chat forums for not so good things. I didn't read up too much on it because it's out there. But a lot of people kind of have a bad feeling about NaNoWriMo in general now, you know, because of things that shouldn't have been done by, I think, a NaNoWriMo employee, human. Somebody did something stupid. And because of that, it's really hard to, like, I won't use the website. So they updated the website years ago and it got crappy. But anyway, NaNoWriMo is in November, and that's where you write a novel that's 60,000 words. I can't even remember anymore because I haven't written in so long. I was working before Plague happened. I was working on a book called People's Princess, and I really enjoyed it. For those of you that are older, it has nothing to do with Princess Diana, because that was what they called her, was the People's Princess. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and then I had a problem with the fact that um, I it really came down to being afraid to put in the work. It's there, it's written. I wrote a second story too that goes along with it. Um, I had ideas to write about like short stories about everybody that was in there that had backstories and everything because the characters just don't leave me alone. Um, you'll find if you write that some characters will just go off on their own path whenever you wanted them to go on the other path, and it really sucks. So you got to make up more of the story that you didn't want to make up. Yeah. Anyway, but I want to get back into writing. I had a what is it? What would it be? Because the person that I was writing about was established in their career. I realize career is not something that we use anymore as a word, but they were established in their career and everything. So like early 30s, but it's not a new adult book. But I don't. It's God. I'm 36 and I still feel like I need an adult for some things. Like a more. The joke is a more adultier adult. It's a thing. So yeah, but it was a story about how he got put into the fairy world and realizes some things that he didn't know about himself. So not only am I writing it's fantasy, which is something that I don't really do. I don't know what I really do because I don't write anymore. I journal, but I want to get back into writing now that I have the time and the space for it, and the headspace for it too. Because while I was working last year at the place that I thought was going to be my career choice, and that was it, but they decided no. Yeah, as I had left there and realized that I could actually work on this again. And I think now that it's time because it's starting to fester in my head a little bit more, like a fungus. And I did write the whole, I called it Project Fern Gully, just because if you've ever seen Fern Gully, it's not like that, but it's like that. So yeah, basically a guy gets sent into the fairy world, does some things, realizes some stuff. Vague for a reason, sorry. I'm still, the aspiring indie author in me is very vague whenever it comes to that kind of stuff, especially with AI and things like that, being able to write books. Not that that's gonna happen, but yeah, it's a thing. Ask anybody who has started writing a story. They will be very, very vague up until the very end, for reasons. So anyway, yeah, I think that it's time to start writing again. Do I know where it's gonna go? Not really. Do I want it to go places? Yeah, I would. I don't know. I'd like to be published and everything, but then to go through all that work and to spend all that money to not get it back. Not that I'm saying that I would, I don't know. It's a whole big thing. I don't expect to ever make a whole lot of money. That would mean that I would have to really create a backlog, which is basically a whole bunch of books, which is where People's Princess came in, which is where it was I can make stories for all of these people because they're real, not real people, but they're really good characters in my head. They have a story and a life before this part of the story happened. And if you make a good backlog of stories, then that's where you get your money as an indie author, unless you make it massively big or have a really big following. And I don't feel like the way that you gain a big following now, or the way that you used to gain a big following, which was to advertise what everybody else is advertising. You know, there's a newsletter, which is cool, which is just fine, and there are courses that you could do, like how to edit your book, how to create certain things, stuff like that, and I don't want to be one of those people. I find that I am very, very lazy whenever it comes to things like that. I don't want people to follow me because of the other stuff. I just want them to pick up my book and be like, oh, hey, this is cool, and then read it. I realize that's not how that works, unless you're in a big publishing company, which is really hard to do and has been. What is it? Book Wars? Pit Mad? I can't remember. It's been that long. It's been before Plague. And I don't remember. That's how long it's been. But I don't even know if bigger book publishers have that anymore. So there are a lot of places to put my book out. And I'll be looking at that. I follow a lovely lady whose name is Sarah Cannon. She is amazing and so friendly, and I've never met her, and I'm afraid that I would cry if I did, and she wouldn't know how to feel about that. She lives about 3.5 hours away from me. So yeah, and she'll visit every so often where I live because there's a big Erin Condren store about half hour away from me. So yeah, it's cool. Whenever she has meetups again, I will try, and it'll be fun, and I promise not to cry all over her. But yeah, I'm doing her HB90 course, which I didn't want to go too much about in here. If you're into it, if you want another person's opinion, who's not going to feed you a bunch of BS, then let me know, and I will talk more about it. But since I kind of gone away from planning on here, from using my planner, and 100% that's it, then it's kind of hard to talk about. But I will, if you'd like, considering I'm going down to 3 cards now, and I won't be... Hold on. I won't be using... I totally lost my train of mind because I know that there we go. So if I don't have anything on here for too long, my ADD backs up, my headphones will turn off. And this is a 16-minute long thing, and I don't want to deal with that again. So, anyway, yeah, this isn't specifically for HB90. I do follow it, but I do it in my passion planner, and I will be redoing it for quarter 2 and hoping that I can kick my butt into gear for this and actually do stuff. It's not just writing, so it is planning and cards, which is one different thing, so it's like YouTube and stuff like that, and then working more on me. I really need to focus more on myself, particularly my health, particularly moving my butt, because I now live a very sedentary life again. I don't do much at work. So yeah, that, and then working on a story. Will I finish it this month? Probably not. And by finish, I mean like actually write the whole thing, or at least an outline of it. I don't know. It's already been in my head. I've already wrote it down once and then I accidentally deleted it. I don't know where it's at. So yeah, I am setting this up for that. And hopefully next week, whenever I show you guys this, I will have it all filled out so that you can see what it looks like to me. Right now it's just blank, because it is a week that you are seeing, and if I were to write down anything that's time sensitive. I don't want to, so it's blank. But I'm going back to my Happy Planner stickers because I have a ton of them. I have so many, and I need to use them up because I don't care about these as much as I care about the Chrissy Ann ones. Even though I use Happy Planner and Happy Planner products, yeah, I'm not gonna tell you how I feel about them. I want to use them up, basically. I will say that as lovingly as I can. I want to use them up. But yeah, this is it. I colored the whole page. I think it looks awesome. I haven't been this happy with a planner spread in a while, so I hope that you like it too, and I will see you in the next one. I hope you guys have a nice week, and I'll see you later.